we're looking at this idea of getting into the crucifix. So we've seen that when we work, we have two elbows that we need to control. The far side will be controlled with an underhook, the near side with some kind of pin of our leg. And in the vast majority of cases, it starts with the underhook first, and then it goes to the arm pin second. Now, typically, when you start off your side crucifix journey, you'll be starting, unsurprisingly, from the side pin. But as you get better and better, you're going to run into this problem. Once you get into a side pin on a good opponent, 90% of their defense comes from their elbow position. They're going to keep the elbow in very close to the body, and they're going to keep the hand higher than the elbow. And as a result, you're going to have to do extra work to get into that underhook. We've seen some very effective ways of doing this, okay? But if you want to maximize your chance of getting to underhooks and therefore into the side crucifix, you've got to go beyond just working from side position. You have to be able to score underhooks from neutral positions as well. A classic example of this, guard position. When someone works from guard position, sitting up, they are much more likely to give you an underhook without a fight. Why? Because their primary defense comes from their legs. They use their legs to defend themselves. They're working from guard. When they're pinned side control, there's no more legs. So the only kind of defense they have is elbow position. So when you're pinning someone side control, you're going to run into ferocious resistance with those elbows. But when you work against guard position, much less so. Because now their primary defense comes from their legs, and particularly their knees. So they're much more likely to give up an underhook in situations like this than they are from side control. Understanding this simple principle is very, very important for the side crucifix specialist. As you go with better and better opponents, you must get to the underhook before you get to side control as often as possible. That's where it's going to be easier, because opponents psychologically will accept underhooks much more when they're working from variations of guard position and when they're being pinned across side, especially if they know that you are a specialist in side crucifixes. The minute you get across side, they're going to be playing like this, and it's going to be very hard for you to get to your side crucifixes. So get used to the idea of getting to your underhook before you get to side control. We're going to look at a range of practical ways to do this right now.